Are assimilated Mexicans, do they get antsy about the new Mexicans?
Oh yeah, even Mexican immigrants themselves will trash other Mexicans.
Hi, I'm Nick Gillespie for Reason TV, and today we're talking with Gustavo Arellano, who writes the Ask a Mexican column for the OC Weekly, and we are in wonderful, beautiful, and very formerly white Orange County, California. Gustavo, thanks for talking to us.
Gracias for having me.
You started the column in 2004, the Ask a Mexican column, where you answer everybody's questions about Mexicanness in American culture. Are Mexicans better off in the American imagination now than when you started the column?
No, actually, right now we're at a nadir in terms of American-Mexican relations, especially because of this whole illegal immigration debate. Especially now that you have even more Mexican migration going across the United States, as opposed to the historical centers, the Southwest, Chicago, some parts of the Midwest. Now we're all over the place. Now the Reconquista is really beyond Aztlán. So now people are more freaked out than ever before about Mexicans.
When do you take Canada? Is that what's next?
Supposedly, I heard that Canada's about to declare Cinco de Mayo an official holiday. We made our inroads in there. I love it.
Well, as somebody who likes to celebrate Columbus Day and St. Patrick's Day, I just want to say Cinco de Mayo is a bridge too far. But who's the most offensive Mexican stereotype in American popular culture? Is it Jack Black in Nacho Libre? Is it Anthony Quinn in any movie? Or, Viva Zapata, whatever, or Salma Hayek, whenever she's being Salma Hayek.
Oh, yeah, Salma Hayek does not offend, other than her acting skills. But you see her, that's not offensive at all. Nacho Libre is interesting because you had Jack Black playing a half Mexican, and yet Mexicans, we lionize Anthony Quinn, but if you want to play that game, well, he was only half Mexican as well.
And by the way, I have to say in La Strada, he's the most unconvincing strongman since Muammar Gaddafi.
Well, Quinn was the quintessential ethnic. He played Filipinos, he played Zorba the Greek, he played an Italian. Every once in a while, he played a Mexican, too.
Are we reaching a point then? I mean, because you say, okay, we're at a nadir because of illegal immigration, but are we reaching a point of assimilation of the Mexican-American in terms of the way the Italians might have? I would tend to think that they crossed over sometime around the time of The Godfather. Pretty much any time an ethnic identity starts itself celebrating its gangsterness, it seems like that's the point. Are we getting there? When you think of Puerto Ricans, they don't even exist anymore.
No, just like Poles. Poles don't exist anymore. What happens is Mexicans have always assimilated into the United States. The United States, for the most part, though, has not accepted the fact that Mexicans assimilate. You have you have Tejanos, people who have been here since the 1700s who don't speak a lick of Spanish, yet very much maintain that Tejano Texan identity. Myself, my parents, my dad was an illegal immigrant. My mom came to this country legally. The first language I spoke was Spanish, and here we are trading jabs at Anthony Quinn, a quintessential Hollywood hero. So Mexicans, they're always going to assimilate. No matter how much immigration you have, they're always going to assimilate. The issue, though, I think that people don't accept or don't want to understand is that you always have new waves of Mexicans that restart those ethnic wars like you had with the Italians and the Jews and blah, blah, blah.
Is there a lot of our assimilated Mexicans, do they get antsy about the new Mexicans?
Oh yeah, even Mexican immigrants themselves will trash other Mexicans. My parents are from Zacatecas, central Mexico. I call it the Iowa of Mexico. Good heartland values, legendary for their work ethic. We always badmouth people from Michoacan, which is just a couple hours south from Mexico. Everyone from Mexico trashes people from Mexico City, which is like the New York City of Mexico. And then, of course, in Mexico, everyone trashes the people from the southern part, Chiapas, Oaxaca, Guerrero. Those happen to be the immigrants that are now coming in bigger waves than ever before.
Speaking of Chiapas, is it true that the protests there kind of burned out because they only had one ski mask to go around?
No,
so they could never really have a crowd?
The Zapatistas have, obviously, the revolution that they tried there in '94 kind of got capped at the knees. But they've had their autonomous communities there now ever since, but it's not going anywhere.
Vicente Fox came out against the drug war. Is that a good idea or a bad idea?
I think it's a great idea. I think we should end the drug war. There's billions of dollars spent on both sides of the borders, and drug consumption just keeps going up, up, and up. The problem that I have with Fox is why didn't he say this while he was president? Calderon, I guarantee you, once he's out of office, he's going to say, oh, we shouldn't have spent all those monies and, gun running to our federales to be able to crack down on this.
To go back to assimilation, is assimilation the goal for all immigrants? I mean, this is, a virtue on the left and the right, pretty much somehow talk about assimilation. Is that what we should be talking about, or should we be trying to build a glorious mosaic? Or are these two things not mutually exclusive?
The melting pot versus the salad bowl theories of assimilation. People can try to have the idealized salad bowl. In fact, that's more popular among the left nowadays. Like, we just have different cultures. But assimilation is inevitable in this country. Even if you have a family that does not want, let's say my parents. My parents always wanted me to speak Spanish. They wanted me to speak English too, but they wanted me to keep my Spanish tongue. I'm bilingual, but I don't speak the best Spanish. If I have children, I want my children to speak fluent Spanish as well. But
I know, which means that they won't.
Exactly, right, which means that they won't. Eventually, what happens in this country with all immigrants is what's called symbolic ethnicity, a term popularized by Nathan Glazer, where basically you have immigrants like the Irish and the Italians. They just celebrate the aspects of their ethnicity that they want to, but they're no longer ethnics anymore.
What is the primary, if the symbolic Irishness has something to do with a claddagh ring or a fisherman's sweater or something like that, what's the best symbolic Mexican identity going out there?
The food. I mean, it is the food. You could be the most assimilated right-wing Mexican, or you could be the greatest Chicano activist. At the end of the day, we have our tapatio hot sauce in the fridge. Our mom is making us tortillas, sometimes handmade, and every weekend we have to get rid of our hangover, and so we eat menudo.
I always thought of menudo as a Puerto Rican supergroup, but
no, that's mofongo.
Okay. Well, I think we're done. But so, can I see your birth certificate just to make sure?
Sure. I am a legal American citizen born in this country.
This is impressive because neither Barack Obama nor Donald Trump can actually produce something that is.
I think I have my social security card. Yeah, I got it in there too.
We've been talking to Gustavo Arellano, the Ask a Mexican columnist for OC Weekly. Thanks, Gustavo.
Gracias.
For Reason TV, I'm Nick Gillespie.